y'all, it's Betsy, and today we have a fun video. We're going to be testing out and doing a review over the Adept Kodanne palette. Now, I ordered this whenever they did the pre-order, which was about a month ago. I have done a live with this, so I have played with this before, but I figured we would go ahead and do a full-on review of this because this color story is so beautiful, and I just adore Adept Cosmetics. Now, they don't have a pre-order open on this, but as far as I know, they are going to bring it back. This palette retails for $61, and as you can see, there are 10 shades in here, and you can actually change out the mattes for either different mattes or different shimmers. There's more information about that on the website. But one thing, as I said, I did a live with this, so I have played with this before, but I wanted to play with it again and tell you my full thoughts on it. But we're gonna go ahead and start swatching. So first off is the shade ACI 26, which is like that gold to rose gold. Isn't that beautiful? Then we have ACI 27. I think this is one of the multi-chromes that are in here. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Adept has one of my favorite formulas. Then we have ACI 28. There we go. Gotta wipe off my finger. ACI 29. That's a beautiful color. So one thing about it is ACI 28 and ACI 29 are very similar, but I think there's enough difference. And this is like the grungier sister to Plain Jane and Ninhydrin. Then we have ACM 33. This is one of the mattes. This is the hot pink one. Now, I can tell you that this one doesn't swatch best, but if you go back and watch my live, I use that one and it's phenomenal. Her mattes are a little bit more on the dry side, I guess is the best way to say it. I mean, they're not, they perform beautifully. It's just the way that they feel when you stick your finger in them. They have more of that dry feeling, I guess is the best way to say it. Now, we have the shade Kodanne. Love this color. Look at that. I think today, because we played with the pinks and stuff in here before, I think I'm going to play with the greens. Then we have ACI 31. But I mean, it just swatches and works so well. ACI 32. This is a beautiful, beautiful color. Look at that. See that shift? I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that. And I know people are like, well, that's an expensive palette. But if you buy a lot of those multi-chromes that are single, you're gonna spend between like $15 and $25 a piece. So it's really not that bad because you're getting a lot of depth in this palette. Then we have the shade ACI 33. Again, look at that color. Cannot. And ACM 34. This is like a grungy teal. So this is all of the color story. Isn't that beautiful? And on top of that, so we've got the beautiful, beautiful shadows that perform well, but the packaging on this, so Plain Jane, it was still beautiful, but it wasn't like this leather packaging that she used on Ninhydrin and now Kodanne. So if you look, this is like metallic leather. It is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Now it's filthy because it's silver, but the one for Plain Jane, or for Ninhydrin, is purple. So let's go ahead and play with a look. I have a feeling that this isn't going to take too long to do a look, but just in case. Now I did prime my eyes with the NARS smudge proof, budge proof, whatever you want to call it, primer in light. I always go lighter than my skin because it helps colors pop. But I am gonna stick more with the, I need a smaller brush. I'm gonna play more with the teals and green kind of side because I have done stuff with the pinks. This is ACM 34. This is that matte grungy teal shade. And this is a BK Beauty 202. If you followed me for a while, you know BK Beauty makes some of my favorite brushes. And on top of that, I really, really, really love, you see how beautiful, like that? I mean, these just fit. This is like my favorite outer corner brush. I don't know. See how easy that is? Like, it just doesn't get any better. So just go in, and what I do is I kind of poke myself in the eye, and then I kind of just rub it around. That sounds painful, doesn't it? Just poke yourself in the eye and rub it around. But to do like, just to keep it in that outer crease, and you have hooded eyes, that is actually good advice. Just don't like poke yourself in the eye hard, if that makes sense. I don't know. And I was noticing when I was doing my hair and I pulled it back, look at this blonde. I don't know where that came from. I mean, literally my hair was black. My hair is brown. Hasn't been blonde in quite a while. I don't know why hair dye didn't want to stick there. But you can also see, like, throughout here, there's quite a bit of lightness from doing, and this is just a clean ColourPop E15. I am slightly going into the color just to kind of give something to blend the edges with. But I mean, as you can see, it's not like, that is not the main focal point. The main focal point of this is definitely the shimmy shiny shades. But yeah, I was like, why am I blonde right there? I don't know. And it's just getting brighter and brighter. It's kind of, I guess it's probably, I mean, I say that, why is it getting brighter? Probably because I work out in the sun every day, because I enjoy doing my walks outside, and it's 9,000 degrees and the sun is beating down on me. And even though I'm obsessive about sunscreen and stuff, it still isn't doing much good because I'm still getting 30,000 shades darker. So this is a Nabla N204. So this is kind of a dense, smudgy kind of brush. And I'm gonna go into that shade ACI 33, which is one of the metallic shades, but what I'm using it for as well, because Adept's shadows do work well like this, you can use them almost as a matte. Not because it looks like a matte, but because these shimmers work really well and they don't throw glitter particles everywhere. I feel comfortable using them almost as a matte to get the outer definition that I want. Because as I've said a million times before, I want and love a deep, grungy eye. To me, there's really not anything better. I don't know how everybody else feels about it, but you know, if I'm going to choose an eye look for myself, it's going to have some grunge, it's gonna have some depth. I mean, it's just what I prefer. Now I'm gonna go back over, make sure it's all blended out. Isn't that pretty? Okay, now what do we wanna do? We'll grab this. Okay, this is the NYX glitter glue. I always use a glitter glue with my shimmers. I finally used up the Too Faced one that lasted me for like 2 years. But you know, hey, in case you're wondering, it lasts for a long time, even when you use it on the daily. But the NYX is just as good as the Too Faced and a whole lot cheaper. But I have other glitter glues besides NYX and well, I don't have Too Faced anymore, but I have like the lit one, I have the one from Glam Shop, but I need to use what I've got. Okay, so I'm just blending out the glitter glue to the front part of the eye, and now I'm going to go into the shade right here, which is ACI 27, that multi-chrome, because how can I not? I want to keep this more of that green grungy. Oh, that's pretty. That is really pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? I love you. I want you all over my body. Isn't that pretty? Damn. I just can't. This is why I continue to buy Adept. I mean, I just like, and I pay for all my products from them. Don't think that I don't. I don't get PR from them. but I really do love their formula. And at this point, unless they do something terrible, I will buy whatever they come out with next because I've been enjoying it. Okay, so this is the tops of the eyes done. Kind of grungy, kind of cool. Now I'm gonna go off camera and do the rest of my face, and then we'll come back, do the lower lash line, and talk about my thoughts on the palette. So I'm back and I have the rest of my face on. I used the Spare Time BFF Gel Cream Eyeliner from ColourPop. For my cheeks, I used the House of Solange times Disney Complexion Duo, the blush in Pink Bow. Now I know this blush looks so pale, but when you get it on your skin, it doesn't look that pale. It's really weird. And then the highlighter is Joyful. And then for my bronzer today, which it's still, I mean, like it's there. There's not a whole lot of bronze, but it still works, is the Nomad Cosmetics Sydney Bathers palette. And I used the shade Manly Beach. So, and then on my lips, I have Flesh Fantasy by Mama Pat, because y'all know I love me some Mama Pat glosses. So I think what I'm gonna go into now is I want to use ACI 32 under the lash line. Because, you know, why not use a grungy, see how pretty that is? And you can see even under the, on the waterline, like lower lash line, you can still see the shift. I really love these. I mean, I guess I'm kind of giving away my thoughts on the palette, but yeah. Okie dokie. So now I'm going to take, this is just a clean ColourPop E17, and I'm just going to go over the edges to make sure everything's blended. I really like how that looks, y'all. Tell me this isn't just like the prettiest grungy look. Okay, now I'm going to take, this is a Kaleidos S5, and I'm going to go into the shade Codeine, which is, or Codaine, is that brightest green. Ooh. We love a good bright green. Look how pretty that is, y'all. Okay, so this is the final look. What do you think? I think it is stunning. And I have used, I think, every shade in the palette. If not, then I'm missing using these two. I don't remember if I used them before. But let me tell you about Adept. I really love Adept's formula. I think that they're wonderful. The 3 palettes that I have from them are an amazingly great quality and formula. So if you're looking at trying an indie brand, they're great. And as far as I know, they have, like, even if this one, 'cause this one is limited edition, they sell singles of most of these. So you could put together your own, which is also like a bonus to Adept. So, you know, it's expensive. If you're wanting to try an indie brand, I would definitely recommend looking at Adept. But, you know, I'm hard pressed to say, oh, you need something in your life. You know how I am. I mean, that's just not me. It's makeup, it's fun, but nobody needs makeup. We just want it. But yeah, I really love this palette. So this is like a 10 out of 10 for me. But I guess that's it. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you hit the notification bell icon next to it, that will notify you when I post new videos, which is typically Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But I guess that's it. So we shall see y'all later. Bye.